It is Super Draco 380, and we're back for the final stage in Pack 3 of the Agora models build, the Battleship Bismarck. Today we're doing stage 32, a hull section, and some accessories. So first things first, we're going to be finishing up that missing piece of hull. So let's hit the music, and we'll be back after that. So with that done, hull's getting kind of big now. So next we're going to move on to doing details for the walls and structure of the forward superstructure. So we're going to bring in the superstructure we've been working on. So the first thing we're going to do is we got some life rafts, and the first one is going to peg into that slot. So we're going to drop some glue, a little bit more because I wasn't quite happy with the amount in there. And then the raft, you just peg in like so. You want the wide end at the bottom. So then we're going to turn it around to the starboard side and do the exact same thing. So there's the other life raft. Okay, and then we're going to move on. Next, we have a fan cover or fan, and it's going to go into those two pegs in the middle at the rear of the superstructure. Or it's going to peg into those two holes, I should say. So drop some glue. And then carefully just peg it in. And there we go. You just want the detail or the striated portion at the top. Okay, easy peasy. So next, we're going to install two hatches into those holes on the superstructure deck. So we're just going to liberate them from the sprue. And as far as I can tell, these hatches are exactly the same, and they're both listed as I1 on the sprue. So then we're just going to drop some glue into the recess Not too much, we don't want it to run out all over the deck. Put in the first hatch, make sure it's sitting all the way down. And we're going to rinse repeat for the second one. Okay, so next we've got the engine communication console I3 and the control station I2, and those are going to go at the front of the upper deck of the superstructure. See, that one is the one with three gauges is I3, and the smaller, more square one is I2. So drop a little glue. And then that console will go right there. Now the deck piece there seemed a little high, so I'm just pushing on it, seeing if it's not snapped all the way in. So I think I talked about that in a previous video that I had adjusted that. Alright, so then we're going to take I2, and that's going to go on the right side. Just drop a tiny bit of glue for it. And then that's the other one. So next we're going to put two, they call them ventilators. They're both designated I4, and those are going to go into those two slots. So we're going to cut them from the sprue. And that's the last part on the sprue. So we'll just drop a little bit of glue right there for them. Now, thanks to the wall on the deck, there's only one direction these can sit and peg in properly. And these are small enough, I brought out the tweezers. And then just straighten it up. And there are the two ventilators. Alright, and the next section we're going to be doing is another first for me in my modeling experience. I've never done the metal photoreal parts before. So first things first, we've got those holes above and below the navigation light, and these parts are going to fit into them. Now, basically, these parts are done at an angle, and you want the corner I guess you'd call it the sharp corners pointing towards the stern of the deck. Now these parts I'm taking my time with and being extremely careful because you don't want to bend them. Now I just said you wanted that going towards the stern. I actually caught this, and you see there I'm flipping it around to the correct orientation. So then once it's in, once the glue dries, it should be locked in pretty good. So we're going to do the same thing with the other one that goes on the top. And I forgot to drop glue. That's kind of an essential here. So then we'll get that one in, and I'm just making sure the pegs go into the holes properly and that it's sitting level and even with the other one. And that's that side. Then we're going to do the exact same thing for the other navigation light on the starboard side. Now I'm not going to lie, like I said, I've never done photoreal parts until this exact video, and I was not exactly excited about it, but once you get them off the sprue, it's not too bad. Now, World of Wayne, another YouTuber who his video actually is what got me interested in building the Bismarck, actually did a good video about how he removes those from the sprue, where basically you grab the actual sprue and twist the parts free if they're attached at more than, or twist one side of the part free if they're attached in multiple places. But these parts that we're putting on now, they only had one attachment, so it was really easy just to twist them back and forth until the parts were free. It's just you got to take your time and be careful so you don't bend them. Now, in later stages, I believe we will be bending pieces of these photoreal parts for railings and whatnot. But you don't want to bend any of these parts because some of them, once you've bent them, you're never going to unbend them. And you notice my navigation light actually started popping out. So we're going to touch that up with a little bit more glue. Peg that back in firmly. And then make sure those pieces are straight and level. Next, we're going to be attaching a ladder to the front. So we're just going to drop some glue in those 4 holes. And this is for the long ladder. And you can see the part that's going to clamp over to the top. So line up the first set of holes and then the second set of holes, and we're just going to make sure it goes all the way in. And there we go, that's the first ladder. Now we have 2 more ladders, and these are going on the starboard side on either side of the rangefinder. Now, I made a mistake, and these ladders are actually different. One is ladder number 3 and one is ladder number 4. So when you remove these, be much more careful to make note of which is which. Because that, I believe, is ladder 4 because it's not fitting in any configuration. So then, now I can see it's fitting those holes properly. However, you notice mine got slightly bent while I was removing it. I've got the idea, so I'm going to drop some glue into the 4 holes. So then, now you notice there's 4 additional holes in that area, and that's because there's another piece that goes with that ladder. So I'm trying to figure out how to fix this, and as you can see, so then with that ladder in place, I'm just going to go ahead and do the other one since we're already working on them. And that one fits into place nice and perfect. So what's going on here is I'm analyzing the instructions because there's a piece, it's a metal platform that'll attach around the ladder number 4, the one on the right, that I had a little difficulty. So here's the platform, and you can see it's tiny. So it's going to fit into those 4 holes around the ladder like so. So then I'm going to out of frame, drop some glue. I've been messing up this pack with this camera work. I'm going to work on that when pack 4 arrives. So we've dropped glue into the 4 holes. So then we're going to bring in the platform. Now if you feel more comfortable with tweezers, as I keep saying, you do you. And then that's all there is to do in that pack. And the superstructure is looking pretty good. So that's it for pack 3. So we're going to take a quick tour of pack 3 in the next video. And then the wait is on for pack 4. Thanks for watching.